please allow yourself to relax. Feel the support beneath you, and let the evening gently hold you. Breathe in, breathe out, softly, slowly, and feel your body beginning to settle. Take another gentle breath in, and as you exhale, notice any tension drifting away, leaving your shoulders, your fingers, your toes softening, washing away with the quiet calm of dusk. With each exhale, you feel a touch deeper, a touch quieter, a touch more at peace. Right. Now close your eyes or soften your gaze, and imagine stepping onto a mossy stone path, winding up a gentle hill. The air around you is cool, scented with wild thyme and ancient stone. Our story today begins among those high hills, beside an old monastery whose walls catch the last rose gold of sunset, and where every evening, in the hush that preludes night, the lanterns are brought forth. Allow your mind to drift to the monastery steps, where Brother Aurelius places a horn and beeswax lantern on each worn stone. The lantern's glow is warm, amber, almost a live itch flicker tied to his soft exhalations. In medieval times, monks measured time not by clocks but by prayers, and the soft melting of candle marks, teeny notches in the wax that quietly marked each hour of devotion. Imagine those candle marks glowing gently like faint memories of the day, softened by twilight. You breathe in that same calm, breathe out, letting your body soften further. You are safe, you are still, you are welcome. Deepening. With each soft whisper of my voice, allow yourself to descend deeper, to a space of serene rest. 10. Feel the cool stone under your feet, grounding you in this gentle moment. 9. Hear the subtle hum of lantern flame, whisper soft, soothing your mind. 8. Imagine stepping beneath a cloister arch, shade deepening, breathing slowing. 7. Sense the faint draft through the open arches, carrying peace through every breath. 6. Let your muscles soften, as if bathed in candlelight's hush. 5. You are halfway down now, deeper and more relaxed. For each gentle breath brings more ease. 3. Your mind glides downward like a falling leaf. 2. You are calm, you are weightless, drifting, when you arrive in full serenity, cradled by the monastery's twilight embrace. Now you rest in this peaceful hush, open to the soft story that awaits. Our story today begins in that hushed dusk at the hilltop monastery, where Brother Aurelius finishes lighting his lanterns. The quiet footfalls of his habit echo softly against moss, beneath stone. Each light is placed with care, a ritual shaped by centuries, meant to guide the monks through each whispered prayer. Feel the lantern's warmth drawing you in, guiding you toward the cloister gallery where the monks will gather for their first office of the night. Imagine leather-bound books resting on oak shelves, their pages full of midnight prayers, waiting for candlelight to dance across them. Above, the stone arches cradled the deepening sky and beyond. You sense a forest's hush leaves drifting like gentle waves, soft enough to lull your thoughts. And now, gently, drift further still. Allow each detailed flame, each breath, each hush, to breathe you toward sleep. Now, imagine stepping softly beneath the monastery's cloistered arches. The air here is still and sacred, but not in a heavy way. More like the softness of old parchment, or the hush that follows snowfall in the hills. Brother Aurelius moves with quiet reverence, his lantern casting sleepy light upon the flagstones as he walks past ivy-clad walls. The flame inside flickers gently, warm and steady, just enough to guide, not to awaken. He passes by a small stone fountain in the center of the courtyard. You can hear it now, a gentle rhythmic trickle, as cool water spills from the mouth of a weathered lion carved long ago. This is the monastery at twilight. This is peace in its oldest form. Each evening, at this exact time, the monks of St. Selen's Abbey walk in silence through the passageways. Aurelius is the first, he's the lantern bearer tonight, and with each lantern he lights, he marks a chapter not just in time, but in presence. In the 13th century, long before chiming clocks reached every village, monks used candle marks to divide the night. Thin cuts were carved into tall candles, each notch marking a precise span of time, sometimes up to 20 minutes per melt. And so, instead of watching hands turn on a clock, they watched light slowly shrink. You can see it now in your mind's eye. Aurelius lights one such candle near the scriptorium door. Its soft, golden body has 5 shallow notches, each waiting to melt into memory, breath, a flame. A quiet moment held in wax. You, dear listener, may feel your own breath sink with the melt. Slower, gentler, lighter, till you too begin to soften like wax by firelight. Brother Aurelius continues down the hallway, his soft leather sandals tapping gently, rhythmically, on the worn limestone beneath his feet. Step, pause. Pause. You follow him, not with your body, but with your drifting thoughts. The hallway is lined with old tapestries woven depictions of saints and seasons. Their threads are faded now, soft to the eye. Muted blues and earth-washed greens like they've been kissed gently by 100 winters. You pass a tapestry of the stars, each golden stitch representing a constellation once watched from the bell tower above. The monks believed the stars whispered truths if you were quiet enough to listen. And so, in the dead of winter, wrapped in cloaks and silence, they would climb the tower, gaze skyward, and just be still. You too may imagine yourself wrapped in wool, looking up, the wind hushed soft, the sky velvet dark, and the lantern light beside you warm against the cool breath of the night. At the end of the passage, Aurelius enters the small refectoria, cozy room for the monk's evening meal. It is not grand. It is not lit by chandeliers. Instead, it is warmed by a single low hearth where a fire crackles patiently. The scent of burning applewood fills the room, and from a small iron pot on the hearth, something fragrant steams, chamomile and fennel, a sleepy tea steeped with herbs from the abbey's own garden. The monks believe in the wisdom of plants, how each herb has a spirit, and some spirits, they say, prefer to speak at night. You can hear the soft clink of a clay mug being filled. Aurelius takes one to the elder monk, Father Elric, who nods with a grateful whisper of thanks. Now, let yourself imagine the weight of that cup in your own hands. It's warm, grounding, comforting. Steam curls gently upward. You take a sip, and let its stillness fill you. Noon the monks will gather for Compline, their final prayer before bed.
Oh no, words are spoken aloud as they walk in.
Only the soft brush of robes against stone, and the low sigh of wind through ancient windows. Candles are lit in a semicircle, their flames dancing like old souls reunited. Each brother bows, then sits. Aurelius is last. Then, a single note begins, low, clear, and kind. It is a Gregorian chant, slow as snow falling. No need for words, just sound and breath, and a feeling of being exactly where one should be. Even you now may begin to feel part of it all, as if the candle's light reaches through the story and warms your cheeks, as if the chant hums just behind your breath. Sleep is beginning to hold your hand. Now the final prayer is complete. The candle flames remain steady, as if listening. And Brother Aurelius rises, his lantern once again in hand. He does not return to his chambers yet. There is one last place he visits each night. A place older than the stone beneath the monastery itself, the bell tower. His steps are unhurried. He moves like someone who has done this walk 1,000 times and will do it 1,000 more. Through the old cloister walk again, past the fountain's slow trickle, and now toward a heavy oak door. He lifts the wrought iron latch. It opens with the soft groan of hinges worn smooth by centuries of moonlight. Behind it, a spiraling staircase made of cold-hewn stone. Each step is curved, each one worn slightly in the center by the souls of monks long gone. Let your breath follow him upward. Feel each footstep as if it were your own, steady, slow, circular. The air grows cooler here. You can smell the faintest trace of lichen and old wood. The lantern's glow casts long shadows up the walls. The light flickers. And in that flicker, it's as though you catch glimpses of the past monks climbing with ink-stained fingers. Bell ropes held reverently, stars reflected in their tired eyes. At the top of the tower is no clock, just open arches that look out in all 4 directions. North, south, east, west, and above, a cathedral of stars. Light. The bell sits still, hanging in its cradles, silent for now, only rung in moments of great need. But it's not the bell Brother Aurelius comes to see. He places his lantern on a low stone ledge and lifts his gaze skyward. The stars are everywhere, thousands of them, strewn across the velvet sky like stories waiting to be read. In medieval times, it was believed that the stars could whisper divine truths, that angels lived in constellations, and that a monk who listened quietly might catch a glimpse not with his eyes, but with his soul. So Aurelius simply listens. Let's listen with him, shall we? Close your eyes tighter if they aren't already closed. And imagine the sound of absolute stillness. No footsteps, no voices. Only wind, soft as a lulla, bikerling through the tower arches. Breathe with the wind. Let it pass over your skin. Let it carry away the last thoughts of the day. In one corner of the tower, tucked beneath a stone shelf, lies a leather-bound journal. Aurelius opens it gently, pages creaking like wood in winter. Each page is filled with small, steady writing. It's a record of the stars, night after night. Monks who climbed this tower wrote what they saw, not just what they saw in the sky, but what they felt in their hearts while watching it. Some entries are prayers, some are lullabies. One says simply, "Tonight I saw a falling star. It reminded me of a breath leaving the body, gentle, fading, beautiful." Aurelius runs a finger along the edges of that page, closes the journal, and for a moment, closes his eyes too, to imagine the peace he feels. Imagine it wrapping around you now, like a warm woolen cloak. Nothing to do, nothing to worry, just soft breathing and stars. After a while, Aurelius picks up his lantern once more. Its flame is smaller now, dancing lower inside the horn's soft walls. The wax has begun to pool. Time has passed gently, without being chased. He begins his descent down the spiral stairs. Step. Pause. Step. Pause. Each one softer than before. And as he returns to his small cellar room, barely large enough for a bed, a stool, and a wooden cross, he sets the lantern beside his cot. He kneels, silently, then lies down with a quiet sigh, the kind that says, "This day is done, and I am at peace." Now imagine the soft sound of the lantern's last flicker. As the flame curls inward and fades, you too may begin to feel yourself sinking, gently, gently, deeper into your own rest. Let go, like the wax melting into its dish. Let go, like starlight falling through ancient arches. Let go, like silence itself. Midnight settles across the hilltop monastery like a blanket woven from fog and moonlight. The walls, thick, ancient, and wise, hum with the warmth of old breath, as if they, too, are drifting into sleep. Outside, the forest rustles softly, just a breeze moving through pine and cedar. No wind, no storm. Only the quiet sigh of leaves folding into stillness. And within the abbey, every flame has dimmed. Every book is closed, its die, and even the air seems to move more slowly. This is the hour of the deepest silence. Far beneath the bell tower, in the heart of the abbey, a small group of monks stir once more. They rise not with haste, but with reverence, to observe the nocturnes, a midnight prayer spoken in soft unity. Even in the 12th century, some monasteries would wake at this hour, to speak to the night as if it were a friend. They believed that in the hush between dusk and dawn, heaven came closest to earth. You hear the quiet shuffle of bare feet on stone, the rustle of linen robes, a breath, then a whisper. No candles are lit this time, only the stars through the high glass windows. Their light spills onto the stone floor in silvery puddles. A voice begins a chant, not sung, but spoken like a dream spoken aloud. You may find your own thoughts softening, your mind floating in rhythm with the chant's gentle cadence. In his room, Brother Aurelius sleeps. His lantern has gone out, but his thoughts glow gently. Dreams in the Middle Ages were believed to be messages, not just from the mind, but from divine realms. And tonight, Aurelius dreams of walking through the abbey, long after everyone else has vanished. But in the dream, the lantern he carries is made not of horn and wax, but of starlight and breath. Each step he takes lights a memory. The first time he tasted the sleepy tea, the first chant he ever heard, the warmth of the scriptorium in winter. In his dream, the candle marks melt, not on candles, but in his chest. Each one a slow softening. Each one a surrender. You may feel the same now, as if within your chest a candle mark is melting, not in fire, but in stillness. Let your breath move gently now, like honey warming in the sun. Let your shoulders melt like wax. Let your mind dim its brightness. Let rest wrap around you. Outside the monastery, the world sleeps. But the forest remains, ever present, ever patient. Its branches hold the stories of the land, just as the abbey walls hold the stories of the monks. There is an old trail behind the monastery, a narrow, mossy path where monks once gathered herbs. Valerian for sleep, lemon balm for sorrow, rosemary for remembrance. It is said some monks believed the plants would whisper if approached with kindness, if harvested under moonlight, thanked. Imagine yourself there now. Barefoot on the soft forest path, hands brushing lavender, air thick with scent and silence. You do not need to walk, you only need to drift. To float on the quiet. Let the breeze guide you deeper. Back in his cell, Brother Aurelius turned slightly in his sleep. No dreams now. Only the weightless quiet that comes when even dreams have rested. His hands, still, his breath, slow, his spirit anchored. Now, dear listener, you too are nearing the still point of sleep. Let your breath match his. Let your limbs go heavy. Let the story dim into calm. There is nothing you need to do. No place you need to be. Just soft stone and soft breath. And the hush of the lanterns long since gone out. The hours have passed quietly, as they always do. In the sanctuary of stone and silence, outside, a faint silver begins to kiss the sky. Not yet daylight, but the first breath of it. Just the soft suggestion that night is nearly ready to lay down its cloak. The forest holds still, wrapped in a soft blanket of fog. Its breath has slowed. Yours has too. Deep. Inside the abbey, no bell rings. No door creaks. But something changes. The light returns. It's not like a burst, but like a whisper. The high windows of the scriptorium begin to glow, catching the palest threads of morning. They filter into the stone halls like ancient lace, woven softly over walls that have seen 1,000 dawns. Brother Aurelius is still sleeping, his hand resting gently on his wool blanket, his lantern long since darkened. But even in his sleep, some part of him stirs. He has no need for alarm. The body knows. The soul remembers. The light itself becomes the call. Before the sun rises, there is one final prayer of the night. Lauds. It is the prayer of praise, of thankfulness for the coming of light, the return of rhythm, the breath after silence. Aurelius sits up slowly. He does not open his eyes right away. Instead, he feels the air, noticing the way it has changed. There is something new in it, not warmer, not louder, just ready. And now, as he rises, so do others. One by one, they appear in the stone hallway, monks wrapped in silence, stepping into light as if returning from a shared dream. The lanterns, still where they were left, are lit once again. But this time is not for passage through night, but for greeting the day. The horn catches the new light, and something about the flame seems brighter, not in strength, but in spirit. Aurelius carries his lantern once more, his hand steady, his pace calm. He places it in the chapel, where sunbeams begin to thread down from high windows. And for a moment, light from flame and light from sky coexist in golden harmony. You can feel that too. The warmth of return, of a day beginning, but beginning slowly, without demand. After prayer, there is the soft meal. The monks gather in the refectory, where the same hearth glows with new life. The sleepy tea is replaced with warm oat broth and fresh bread, baked just before dawn by the novice baker, who believes bread should rise as the sun does. Gently, lovingly, without hurry. There is no chatter, only the gentle sound of wooden spoons and the occasional creak of a chair. Imagine now the scent of fresh bread, still warm, still sweet, spread with the softest honey. You hold a bowl in your hands, not because you are hungry, but because the warmth of it feels like being held. Before the day truly begins, the monks step out into the herb garden, a simple courtyard with lavender, thyme, mint, and rose. Dew glistens on every leaf. You can almost smell it, cool, fresh, alive. It is a monastery tradition to bless the plants each morning, not with water or chant, but with presence. To step into the garden and simply notice. Aurelius closes his eyes, places a hand gently on the rosemary bush, and breathes deeply, and you can do the same in your mind's garden. Breathe in the cool green, breathe out the night. Let yourself feel as if you, too, have been tended by this place by lanterns and silence and sleep. And now, dear listener, we come full circle. Night has passed. The lanterns have been lit and dimmed and lit again. The monks return to their daily labors, tending to books, to garden beds, to the hush between prayers. You may stay and rest. For though the light has returned in the monastery, your body may still choose sleep. Let the rhythm of this place continue to rock you gently. Let your breath remain slow. Let your thoughts fade like candle marks, quietly melted into stillness. You're safe. You're soft. You are home. And now the monastery fades behind you, not in distance, but in clarity. You still feel it. The warmth of the lanterns, the hush of stone corridors, the chant drifting low and slow like morning mist. But it is no longer before you. Now it is within you. You carry it. In the quiet of your mind, you see a single lantern. Its flame dances gently, not to light a path, but simply to exist. You are that flame. You flicker softly, not in worry, not in urgency, but because light is your nature. Let yourself glow. Let yourself dim. Let yourself be still. You need not hold the world. It's just this moment, just this breath. In your dream, the abbey walls speak, not with words, but with warmth. A warmth that says, you may rest now. And in that stillness, 1,000 stories sleep. Of monks and stars. Of herbs and prayers. Of silent meals and flickering wax. And the soft, deliberate rhythm of a world not in a hurry. You are safe. You are still. You are the monk and the flame, the bell and the wind, the page and the breath. You do not need to wake. Not yet. Not soon. Sleep has come not to take you, but to sit beside you, and it will stay as long as you wish. Good night, gentle soul. Sleep well. Sleep deep. Sleep slow. The lanterns will be waiting. When you wake again, time moves differently here. It does not tick. It breathes. It sighs. It stretches. There are no clocks, only candle marks, and hearts that know when to rise and when to rest. And now, your moment to rest is here. Let the breath be easy. Let the muscles soften. Let the story dissolve. And so, we leave you in the abbey's inner garden. The herbs nod softly. The sun is warm, but not too warm. And the fountain hums its gentle lullaby. You lie beneath an olive tree, your hands folded peacefully over your chest, your eyelids heavy, your breath light. Above, the sky is blue silk. Around, the stones keep watch.
Oh.
Below, the earth cradles your bones like old friends. There is no past, no future. Only the rhythm of one long, slow, peaceful moment, held like a feather in the palm of your sleeve.